everyone. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. So my name is Tiffany Garcia. I'm a librarian at the San Jose Public Library. And today we have the privilege of having Sherri Rinker with us. Woo! Sherri Rinker is the author of Construction Site series books. And tonight she will be reading Construction Site on Christmas night and talk about the book, also answer your questions that you might have for her afterwards. That part will not be in the recording, but let's see here. Without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and pass the mic on to Sherri. Woo!
Hi, everyone. I'm so excited to see you. Yay! I've been all by myself, well, with my family for so long. So it's nice to feel like I'm with people. It's been a very strange year, hasn't it? And I love that cupcake background we got going up there. All right, is everyone ready for me to read a story? I'm so excited. All right, so I am going to share my screen with you so that you can see me a little, or you can see the pictures and things a little bit better. So I'm gonna do that. Here we go. And of course, before we get started, I wanna thank the library and Ms. Garcia for hosting me. So hi, everyone. So nice to meet you. Okay, so my name is Sherri Dusky Rinker. All the neighborhood kids just call me Sherri Rinker or Mrs. Rinker. And I would like to start by telling you a little bit about myself. When I was a kid, I always liked to hear things about people. So I just wanted to give you a little bit of background about me. So I'm sitting in my office. You can kind of see some of my office behind me. This is my family. I am holding our big fluffy dog, Quincy. And next to me is my oldest son, Ben. And next to him is his dad, Mr. Rinker. And next to him is my youngest son, Zach. And that's my boy's grandma, the other Mrs. Rinker. And this picture was taken last summer, right as we were packing up my oldest son to leave for college for the very first time. So I'm just telling the moms and dads out there, they grow up so quick. It's very bittersweet. So first, before all of that, I'm going to start at the beginning. So a long, long time ago, in a land far, far away, this was me. Wasn't I so cute? You have to go, aww. And that nice lady holding me was my grandma. And the reason that I think I still love books and reading is because even when I was this little, my grandma was already reading to me. When I would stay at grandma's house, we had a whole bunch of books at her house and I had some favorites and grandma would read them to me again and again and again. And if it's okay, I want to show you some of my favorite books when I was little. And maybe some of you know these books, even though I'm a little bit older than most of you. So this was one of my favorite books, Harry the Dirty Dog. Raise your hand or give a wave if any of you know this book. Do any of you know it? And what about this book? Do any of you know this one? The Cat in the Hat. I love this book. This is another one of my favorites. Does anyone know this book, Mr. Willoughby's Christmas Tree? Isn't it grand to have a tree exactly like Mr. Willoughby? I love this story. And I think you could probably check this out at the library if you've never seen this book. It's awesome sauce. So I had a favorite book. This is the book that I asked my grandma to read to me again and again and again. And it's still one of my favorite books in the whole wide world. It was written by a woman named Virginia Lee Burton and illustrated by that same woman. And it was called, or still is called, The Little House. And I love this book. And if you get this book at the library, if you don't have it, you can see all the tiny little details in the pictures. I used to just study this book and look at all the little tiny people and all the things that were going on in the pictures. So this lady was a writer, author, and illustrator. She did both, like Mo Willems, if any of you have heard of Mo Willems, he does both, or like Dr. Seuss does both. But in my case, I am an author, which means I write the words and then somebody else is hired to do the pictures, and that's the illustrator. So I loved picture books when I was little, but for a long time, I didn't think about picture books very much because I started to grow up and I finished grade school and I went to high school and I finished high school and I went to college and I finished college. And then I moved out, I got a job, and then I got married. Ew! And then something happened to me. And see if you can guess what happened. Okay, ready? What do you think happened? I had a baby. And this is my first baby. This is my oldest son, Ben. And this is Ben when he was about 5 years old. I think he was in kindergarten then, maybe he was 6. And this is Ben now, all kind of grown up and big. And because I grew up loving books, so did Ben, because I loved reading to him and he loved being read to. And just like I did when I was little, Ben had some favorite books too. Is it okay if I show you some of those books? Maybe you know some of these. So here are some of Ben's favorite books. So he loved this book. Do any of you know this one? And this one? And this one? So you can kind of tell what Ben really liked to read about, right? Ben loved, can you shout it out? Animals. He really loved animals. He loved nature, anything about nature. He loved things about the ocean. He was really into dolphins for a while. He loved this goofy story about a fish. Do any of you know this crazy story? Oh my word, it's so silly. And guess what else Ben liked? Not my favorite thing, but Ben really, really loved this. He loved bugs. I did not love bugs so much. And because he liked books so much, we had lots and lots and lots of books at our house. And then something else happened to me. What do you think it was? I had my next baby. I had Zach, Ben's little brother. Wasn't Zach so cute? And this is Zach when he was in kindergarten. And this is Zach now. And just like his big brother, Zach loved books and reading. And here he is reading a book. And can you see what he's using as a fluffy reading pillow? This is our dog, Quincy. Isn't she so sweet to let him use her as a reading pillow? But Zach did not like any of those same kinds of books that his big brother liked. He didn't want to read about animals or nature or fish or the ocean or bugs. Zach was pretty much into just one thing. Now, can you look at this picture and guess what Zach might be into? Trucks. Zach loved trucks. And I mean, he loved trucks. He loved trucks so much that very quickly, this cute, sweet little picture of Zach sitting there with his big brown eyes and his one little truck turned into this. This is a picture of Zach in his room with just some of his trucks. And then my whole house started to go kind of truck crazy. Like my closets turned into this. And my kitchen turned into this. And my living room looked like this. One night after dinner, I was putting dishes into the dishwasher. Do some of you have a dishwasher? Some of you maybe? Well, our dishwasher had this basket where you have to put the silverware into the basket. So I was cleaning up the kitchen and I went to put the silverware into the basket and the basket was gone, which is very strange. And I looked around for that basket for 3 whole days. I looked and I looked and I looked, and guess where I finally found it? On a truck, of course. Now I'm going to tell you a little secret about moms. Are you ready? Here's a secret. Moms are very, very tired. Being a mom is very hard work. So this is a picture of me before I had kids, and this is a picture of me after I had kids. Ah! So what do you think moms and dads most want to do after we finally get the kids to bed? Let me give you a hint. Sleep. Moms and dads really like to go to sleep because we're very tired. So one night, finally, I got the kids to bed because moms and dads cannot go to bed until the kids are in bed, right? Because you'd make a terrible mess and you'd probably eat all the cookies and candy and ice cream, and you'd have way too much screen time, and you'd stay up way too late. So finally, we got the kids to bed, and I was so ready to jump in my warm, cozy bed. So I went into my room and I clicked on the light. Look what was on my bed. More trucks. All of these trucks, like these crane trucks and that digger, are lifting up a throw pillow on my bed. My bed. This is Zach's work. This is the door to Zach's room, and he has drawn pictures of what? Trucks. Because Zach loves trucks. So at bedtime, because I told you that moms are really, really tired, we got a nighttime routine. So when Ben was little, we learned if we had a routine at night, he would probably go to bed a little bit earlier. So his routine was after dinner, he would play for a little while, and then it would be time for a bath and pajamas and brush his teeth and get a drink of water and go potty one last time. And then Ben and I would snuggle up in his bed together. We'd puff up the pillows all big and fluffy, and we'd snuggle up under the blankets all warm and cozy. And I would read Ben his favorite books about animals and nature and fish and the ocean and bugs and all the things Ben loved. And pretty soon, after maybe 2 or 3 books, Ben would yawn. And then his little head would fall to one side and his eyes would start to close and he would go. And I would be so happy because then what would I get to do? Go to bed. So I would very quietly get out of bed and I would cover Ben back up and I would smooch his little face. And then I would be so happy and I would go to bed. And then I got Zach. And so we tried to do the exact same thing. After dinner, it would be time to play for a little while, and then it would be bath and PJs and brush your teeth and get a drink of water, go potty one last time, and then Zach and I would snuggle up in the bed together. We'd puff up our pillows and get all cozy, and I would read Zach his favorite books. What do you think those books might have been about? Maybe trucks? These were some of Zach's favorite books. So here's the problem. I would be all snuggled up with Zach and I would be so ready to go to bed. But once we started to read about all of those great, big, powerful, noisy, dirty, brave, strong trucks, instead of closing his little eyes and going to sleep, Zach was wide awake and he would start jumping up and down on his bed, making truck noises, vroom, vroom, vroom. Or he would want to take out all his toy trucks and start to play with them. Or he would sit and tell me everything he knew about every truck he had ever seen in his whole entire life. And I thought, oh, I'm never going to go to bed. And I would look into Zach's sweet face with my very tired mommy eyes. And instead of seeing my little boy, all I could see was, crazy wild monkey that would not go to bed. And finally, one day, I got an idea. And I told Zach a story about how whenever we would drive past a construction site at nighttime, all of the trucks were sleeping. They were all off because I told Zach, just like boys and girls, those great, big, powerful, noisy, dirty, brave, strong trucks need to rest so they can work hard and play hard the next day, just like kids need to get a good night's sleep so they can work hard at school and play hard in their sports and on the playground. And so I told Zach, I said, Zach, right now, while we're all cuddled up, I imagine a crane truck and it's setting down its last load off of its hook. And then it's folding up nice and tight and driving someplace quiet and cozy and dark and turning off its engine and going to sleep. And then Zach would say, okay, mommy, right now, while we're all snuggled up, I imagine a dump truck, and it's dumping out its last load of the day. And now it's putting down its bed and putting up its gate and driving someplace quiet and cozy and turning off its engine and turning off its lights and locking its doors and going to sleep. And when Zach and I told each other that story, guess what happened? Zach fell asleep. And that is how we started to end every night, with that story. And that is how I got the idea for my very first book. I wrote my story down, and a company that makes books wanted to make a book out of it, out of my story. And that is how I became an author. Can I get a round of applause? Yay! That was me. I was very excited. So I've written some other books. I've written this book and this book and this book about the lady that wrote The Little House, and this Christmas book, and a book about my favorite animal, dogs, Tiny and the Big Dig, and this book, and this book, this one, and this one just came out earlier this year. And my first chapter book just came out a couple of months ago. And this book came out just a little while ago too. And tonight I'm here to read to you my Christmas story, construction site on Christmas night. Is it okay if I read this to you? All right, but first I have to get ready. Are you ready? Okay. Okay, I've got my hat and I've got my scarf and I am all ready to read you my book. If the bell starts to drive you crazy, let me know. But it's kind of fun, right? All right, construction site on Christmas night. Let's get started. Here we go, and you see the moon. And this man says, "It's almost Christmas." Down in the big construction site, there's work to do for Christmas night. The last big project of the year. The team is slamming into gear. So much is riding on the crew. They have a major job to do. A special house is being built. The trucks are racing at full tilt. This important work can't wait. They'll get it done and make it great. You can see they're all working, but I wonder what kind of special house they're going to be building. Bulldozer's deadline's almost here. He has a lot of ground to clear. There's Bulldozer working at full speed all day. Vroom! He pushes hard to clear the way. For hours, he powers this way and that and clears the site in no time flat. He turns away to end his shift, but in his way, a massive gift. What is it? With cable ribbon from the yard, it's topped off with a thank you card. An awesome carbon steel blade, custom paint job, custom made. Merry Christmas, Bulldozer. Good night. Excavator has no time to spare. He's rolling, digging everywhere, scooping, chugging at full blast. Vroom! He digs up the foundation fast. Clouds roll in, a brisk wind blows. A snowflake falls right on his nose. The clock in town begins to chime. Bong, bong. His job's done right and right on time. As excavator rolls away, slowing down to end his day, he stops and can't believe his eyes. Someone's left a big surprise. The card says, "Thanks for all you do." And it's signed simply, "From our crew." Look, a shiny yellow scoop. His old one has a broken tooth. Merry Christmas, excavator. Good night. You can see. Cement mixer has concrete to pour. He lays foundation, walls, and floor. And then he churns another load that will be used to make a road. He twirls, he rolls, he spins, he pours. In record time, he's done his chores. He rolls away to take a bath, but something's sitting in his path. A giant box. His name's on top. He rumbles to a grinding stop. No card, no note. Who is it from? Who could have left a brand new drum? His drum is old, beat up and plain, but this one's like a candy cane. Merry Christmas, cement mixer. Good night. An icy wind blows in his face, but dump truck revs to keep the pace. His back is sore, his tires are shot, but dump truck gives it all he's got. And soon there's nothing left to haul. He slows his engine to a crawl. He turns to go, but stops in awe. Do you know what awe is? It's like this, like that. The biggest box he ever saw. He blows his stack, his engine fires, vroom, vroom. It's a fresh new set of tires. Midnight black with thick, tough tread. He tucks the old ones in his bed. Merry Christmas, dump truck. Good night. With whipping winds and loads that sway, shh. Crane truck's job is tough today, but he keeps working right along, bravely lifting, firm and strong. It's getting darker with each pass, but crane truck's work is done at last. The job's all finished. One last stop. Crane truck puts a star on top. But Crane has one last thing to lift. Someone's left a special gift. A rock'em sock'em wrecking ball. It's red and green and 10 feet tall. Merry Christmas, Crane truck. Now good night. Engines rev and bells ring out. Cling, cling. Sirens blare and air horns shout. Honk, honk, honk. Down the road and up the drive, a fleet of bright red trucks arrive. I wonder who's coming. Driving proudly, looking fine, pumpers, ladders, all in line. Cars and rescue trucks join too, bright and shiny, rolling through. It's the town's new fire crew. And on this nearly Christmas night, they find a new home built just right. Now we know what everyone was working so hard to build. And with a joyful roll and spin, the fire trucks move right on in. Turn off ignitions, settle down, and look out at the sleepy town. All grateful for this special day and helpful friends at work and play, for all that's given and received and all that's blessed this Christmas Eve. Shh, all the trucks are tucked in tight. Merry Christmas and good night. And that's the end. Did you guys like the story? Yay! So I think we maybe have time for some of you have the book. Oh, that's so awesome to see. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen so I can stop share. There we go. Oh, and now I can see how weird I look with this hat. All right, I'll take that off. Oh, I don't know if that's any better. Okay, so I think we're going to open it up to questions, or what do we think?
Yeah, okay. Cool. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording now. Thank you so much, Sherri.
Thank you, everyone, for coming. I'm so honored that you shared some of your Christmas season with me.
Thank you for joining me in the Sounds Like Public Library. Please take a few minutes to fill out our program survey. For a complete list of other virtual programs, please visit sjpl.org/virtual programs. Also, don't forget to follow us at San Jose Library on Facebook and sign up for their newsletter at sjpl.org/e-newsletter to stay informed of all things SJPL. Have a great day.